Hi students, how are you all of you? You all are very warmly welcome in our channel. And dear student, I have uploaded all the three lessons of our history as well as all the exercises of these three lessons. Dear students, for your better understanding, we are starting with the lesson number 4. What is the name of the lesson? Who is the clever child? Who will tell me that? The name of the lesson number 4 is the Vedic civilization. What is the name of the lesson number 4? The Vedic civilization. In this lesson, we are going to understand the Vedic literature, family system, day to day life, agriculture, animal husbandry, economic and social life, religious ideas, political system, Vedic. See, now we are starting with the Vedic literature. These 5 points we are going to understand in this lesson. See, I will make two parts of this lesson. You have to understand whole lesson. These two parts you have to see. Yes, both the parts. So you can understand this lesson better. The Vedic literature, the civilization that is based on Vedic literature is known as Vedic civilization. What is Vedic civilization, dear students? Vedic civilizations means a literature which is based on Ved. Yes, the civilization which is based on Vedic literature is called the Vedic civilization. The Vedas are considered to be our earliest literature, and when we are understanding these Vedas are considered, it's said that these are our earliest literatures. The Vedas were composed by many sages or rishis. See, in the earliest period, there were sages and rishis, and these Vedas are said by, written by, composed by those rishis. Some Vedic hymns were composed by women, and Vedic hymns are also there. These are composed by whom, dear students? Composed by women. Vedic literature is in Sanskrit. In which language do we get this Vedic literature? We can get this Vedic literature in Sanskrit language. Vedic literature is very rich and diverse. See, when we are understanding this Vedic literature, it is very much rich and it is different, it's diverse. The Rig Veda is considered to be the first text, and you all know about Rigveda. This Rigveda, it's the first text of this Vedic literature. It in the form of verse, and this Rigveda we are getting how in the forms of verse. There are four Vedas. How many Vedas are there? There are four Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Atharva Veda. Yes. The Vedic texts are known as Samhita. And see, how many Vedas are there? Four Vedas are there: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Atharva Veda. So, these Vedic texts are known as Samhita. And to this Vedic text, what do we call? Samhita. Ved means to know. The term Veda derives from Ved. And what the word they have given here? Ved. V-I-D. Ved means what? To know. Yes. And the term Veda derives from the Ved. And this Veda, it came from the Ved. It means knowledge. And what does it mean? It is means that Ved means to know, and they have told it here. It means knowledge. The Vedas have been preserved through the oral tradition. See, these Vedas which we have no four Vedas are there: Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharvaved. These are no, preserved by the oral traditions. Yes, it was not formed in the written, it was there in the oral tradition. Afterwards, it made the written. The Vedas are also called Shruti. Yes, and these Vedas which we have to eat, we can call Shruti. Yes. Now we can go to the next Rigveda Samhita. Dear student, if you have textbook, you can see it in the textbook also. Rigveda, Rigveda Samhita. Each verse of the Veda is known as Richa. See, the verse are there. The verse are there in the Vedas. To this verse is called it was known as the Richa. So the Veda consisting of Richa is called Rigveda. And this Veda which were consisting the Richa, yes, and to this it's called the Rigveda. Now meaning they have given here. Richa means a verse composed to praise a deity. Deity means a goddesses. What is the Richa? It was given here composed for what? To praise, to worship the deities. When a number of Richas are put together to praise a particular deity, the poetic compositions is called the Sukta. Now we also have so many deities in our, so many temples in our locality, and the particular deity, particular goddess have their different songs. You may have also heard it. Yes. Now they are telling here, when a number of Richas are put together, so many Richas are there. Here we have understood the meaning of Richa also. Richa is no, the verse of the Veda is called the Richa, and these all the Richas are put together. Yes, these all the Richas are together for what? To praise a particular deity. The poetic composition is called the Sukta, and this is the poetic composition. It's made by all the Richas. It's called the Sukta. The Rigveda consists of many suktas composed to praise different deities. And in Rigvedas, see what is Rigveda we are understanding. In Rigvedas, so many suktas are there. For what, dear students? To compose, to praise different deities. The suktas are composed to praise the different deities, different goddesses. Now here is that Yajurveda Samhita. The Yajurveda contains mantras uttered during the yajna. See, you may have seen the yajna. When the yajnas are there, homes are there. At that time, there are some mantras. Yes, and these all the mantras are come under where? Yajurveda. See, here we are understanding Yajurveda Samhita, that the mantras are there, different mantras. See, Yajurveda provides guidance about how and when the different mantras must be chanted during yajna rite. See, what the Yajurveda provides when the yajnas are there. Yes, when the yajnas are there, which mantra should chanted for which yajna, and which is the right mantra for the right yajna. It's tell about. This text include the verse of the poetic uh, incantations and their explanation in prose. And here in Yajurveda it's provide the mantras. Yes, it is the explanation is posed is given there. She. Okay, we'll start the next one. See, here they have given, do you know one meaning of some suktas? See. The meaning of some suktas. O Almighty, make it rain in plenty Yes, one given they have given. May we get a plentiful crop in our field. May there be plenty of milk for our children. See, one meaning of sukta they have given here. If, O Almighty, make it rain in plenty. If there will be the rain, then the farmers they will get enough crops, means more crops in their field. Then they will graze their cows, and there will be a milk for their children. Yes. Now next, may the cows come to our homes and stay happily in their pens. May they bear many calves, and the cows they will get also enough food to eat. They will live happily in their pens. Yes, the pens they have, every home they has. May they bear many calves, and they will give many calves, many babies. Yes, arise, O people, darkness has vanished with the advent of dawn, and sunlight come. See, oh people, they are telling darkness will be go and sunlight will come. Means all the problems will go and all the happiness will come. Dawn has awakened the whole world. Let us pursue our own occupations and earn riches. And if there will be enough rain, we will improve ourselves. We will have good crops. These are the meaning of the sukta is given here. Yes. Now we can start with the Samveda Samhita. Now Samveda Samhita. The Samveda provides guidance on singing Rigvedic verse to a set rhythm and tune at time of yajna rites. See, what does the Samveda provides? This Samveda provides. Here we have understood about Rigveda. In this Rigveda is there for the praising the deities. Yes or no? Yajurveda is there to know about different mantras and when this mantra should chant, and the rhythm of these mantras is given, how it should be sing, how it would be chant, it is given in the Samveda Samhita. The Samveda has contributed in a major way in laying the foundation of Indian music. And here is the music is we can find here in the Samhita Samhita, and it was the way to have the Indian traditions of the music. Now Atharva Veda Samhita we can start. The Atharva Veda is named after Atharva Rishi. Why this Atharva Veda Samhita is given? It is name of one of the Atharva Rishi. Its name is given to this Samhita. This Veda is different from the other three Vedas, and this Atharva Veda Samhita, it is different from the three Vedas. It is more concerns with many things in day-to-day life of the people, and when we are understanding this Atharva Veda, we can understand it is of the lifestyle of the people and the activities which they are doing in the day-to-day life. It includes solutions to advertise and diseases, adversities and diseases. See, here they have given some are the diseases are there, advertises given, solution is given. It's also provide information about medical herb. And in Atharva Veda we can understand the information about medical herbs, means different medicine for the different diseases. The Atharva Veda provides guidance to a king about the way he should administer his kingdom, and it's tell the information about, it's provide the guidance about how the king should know how his administer in his kingdom, administration in his kingdom. Yes. Now the Brahman text, Aryanakas and Upanishads were written after the compositions of Samhitas. See, this is the Brahman text and the Aryanakas, Upanishads. These are written afterwards, after compositions of Samhitas. They are also included in Vedic literature, and these are also come under whom? Vedic literature. Yes. Now here we can understand Brahman text. They were composed to provide guidance on using Vedic mantras in yajna rituals. See, here this Brahman text, what does it provide? They were composed to provide guidance of using Vedic mantras in yajna rituals. It says that when the yajnas are there, how the Vedic mantras should use and the chant. Each Veda has independent text called Brahmanas, and each Veda different no independent texts are there, and to this is called the Brahmanas. Yes, up to here, this page number 15 we have finished. Now the remaining part we will see in the next video. Thank you.